Racing on Saturday takes place out at Turffontein. We are racing on the Standside track Saturday the 13th of April 2024, and we've got just one feature race on the card. That's the Betway Mythical Flight Sprint, where they race for a gross stake of 150,000 Rand. It is a 9-race program with race number 1 set to get underway at 12 over the 1160 meter trip. It is a juvenile plate that will get the day started. The bipod commences with the running of race 2, place accumulator race 3, and the pick 6 in race number 4. Joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen. And Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Raheel. As we wind down to the weekend, I'm actually really looking forward to the weekend. Although Turffontein has a minor feature, I like the card at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, and I also like what's going on Sunday. The Sledgehammer and the Scarlet Lady are good races for those horses that are just bubbling under the radar in KZN. As for this Turffontein card, it's a Henneman Memorial Race Day, which is a meeting that has been preserved for many years for obvious reasons. The families of all those that sadly lost their lives in the Henneman disaster make their way to Turffontein, and it's quite a touching afternoon out at the Big T, so hopefully we can do it a little bit of justice.
In race number 1, number 6, Xantha is the favourite at 8 to 10. It is Adam Michael and Adam Azzi with Muzieni teaming up here. It's then number 5, Truth at 18 to 10. It's then 7 to 1 at Better Ball though. So the bookmakers have just priced up these two horses as the two likely winners here. And obviously Xantha, he's got the experience, which will definitely help him. But number 5, Truth, he could certainly play a leading role on debut. But is he a horse that could just be looking for further?
He expects to go quite well, Raheel. Obviously, with Xantha the horse to beat. Experience, Cape form, all of that I think points into the son of New Predator's direction. His debut to the very good-looking and now in KZN targeting feature races, Impact Investor, was very good when he was green. And I know that Adam expected him to race a little bit differently and show more natural speed, which he did second time out. And obviously that didn't work out. But I think that as we've seen from the horses that have come from Cape Town up to Joburg, that they almost grow an extra leg. So it's hard to go against Xantha. He's the horse they need to beat. But Drew's expected to go well. He's not obviously wound up to go well. So wherever he runs on pure natural ability, and he will come on with the run under the belt. But he is showing quite a lot back at home as number 5, Truth. So expect him to go very nicely. The fact that there's no talk, no real excitement about the other debutants and the form of the other horse that doesn't look all that flashy. Xantha to beat Truth, I think you can probably get away with a boxed exacta, maybe even a straight line exacta there, and a juvenile plate which has attracted no winners.
5 and 6 are the numbers to play around in race 1. Moving along to race number 2, a juvenile plate 4 fillies over 1160 meters, and this will be the start of the bipod. VJ's Angel, your favorite, at 5 to 10. It's 4 to 1 about number 3. It's 8 to 1 about number 4, Pearl in a Crown. Number 7, it's then 12 to 1 and Better Ball those. Now, VJ's Angel, she was the subject to quite a bit of anti-post support, even though she probably drifted out come race time out around 3 to 1. She disposed of opposition quite comfortably.
She did, and I think that there were quite a few nice horses in behind her. I was at the Val that day, and I was quite encouraged by what I saw just in terms of horse flesh coming into the parade ring and going past me on that occasion, and VJ's Angel made them look pretty ordinary. Again, we got a very ordinary first run in Cape Town, a very quiet form line, and suddenly VJ's Angel's come alive. She has to give weight to the entire field, but what is there in the field that's really going to worry her? Not a whole lot. The first timers do make a little bit of appeal. She's got an outside draw down the straight on the Turffontein Standside track over 1160. That'll suit her as well. I think she's close to a bipod banker. The first timer worth the biggest look is number 3, Katiwa's Destiny. I don't know anything about her. I'd imagine that she would come into her own over a little bit further than 1160 meters. This filly used to be known as Chicken Fry, but they changed the name. And I remember thinking, gee, Holly would have done well to get her for 200,000 Rand, because she was actually quite a good-looking filly at the sales. I suppose the question mark against Buffalo Bill Cody at the time would have been the reason. So 3, Katiwa's Destiny, if there's a push in the market, respect that. But no doubt, number 1, VJ's Angel holds quite a few aces here on what I saw last time.
Yeah, definitely a filly that could just go back to back straight after that maiden victory. Race number 3, fillies and mares, 76 handicap, 1800 meters the trip, 13:35 is the off time. And you've got joint favourites, number 1 October Fair, number 8 One Religion, both at 7-2. Number 4 Priceless is at 4-1. It's 6-1 about Rosie Lemon, Solo Diva, 7-1, and Better about those. Now, I quite like the look of number 8 One Religion. I liked her in a penultimate start, and she ran a bomb race. She was beaten under a length. And then last time out in the Oaks trial, now obviously that form line at the time was quite questionable. But after Frances Ethel has come through to win, that form line has sparked up. And I think she's a runner that off this mark of 72, I make a big runner with just 54.5 on the back.
Yes, absolutely, Raheel. Place accumulators, my suggested bet on the card, and I've gone with the 2 bottom weights for number 8, One Religion, being my top selection by quite a substantial margin. When I first looked at this race, I really liked a bit of October Fair on the back of another rating reduction. But on closer inspection, October Fair is held by Solo Diva on the run to Light of Day, so that put paid to that line of thinking. And the more I looked at it, the more I looked at One Religion's last couple of runs since going over 2,000 metres. She seems to have improved. She's by Silvano, so we could allow her that room for improvement, which she now shows. She's got the worst of the draws, but she's got 400 metres of back straight to work with. She's got Samanga Kamalo on board, which is obviously a massive plus as well. And the way that she's turned the corner over the extra distance is probably testament to the direction that she's heading throughout her career. As you say, the penultimate run, to be real, you'd probably be forgiven for thinking, oh, is that good enough? But as you say, the run of the Ormond Flores Oaks trial, despite getting weight, Frances Ethel and Mary's Green Light. Mary's Green Light finished just in front of One Religion and came out and won, but then obviously Frances Ethel winning the Wilkeball script, Bridget Oppenheimer, South African Oaks, that just puts a real cherry on top of that form line. So One Religion, I think, is a pretty strong first selection in this race, but number 9, Solo Diva, not one to let run loose off a very lightweight, holding October Fair, who I've got a bit of time for in this race. I think number 9, Solo Diva, represents a little bit of value in this race. I think that this trip will also suit her pretty well. She's going 1,400, 1,600 in her last 2 starts. I think that this will probably be more tailor-made, and I'd expect her to throw her weight around and get somewhere in the mix.
And to add on to number 8, One Religion, Mary's Green Light, well, she runs in the Scarlet Lady, a listed contest on Sunday out at Hollywoodbets Scottsville, and she's one of the leading contenders in that race. So number 8, One Religion, she could just be the horse to be with in race number 3, but some value there for Alistair. Number 9, Solo Diva, at around 6-1. Moving along to race number 4. Fillies and mares, 92 handicap over 1800 meters. 2 is the off time. It is a start off the pick 6. Number 3, Donna Mo, is your 16-10 favourite. Belvard is at 7-2 along with LMB. It's 4-1 about Special Charm. It's then 8-1 and Better Ball. Those, I like the look of number 4, LMB. I think with Serena Moodley aboard from a 5 draw, she'll be slightly closer than she was last time out. And I think she could turn the form around with Donna Mo, who she's 1.5 kgs better off at the weight with. And to add to that, I think the 1800 meter trip will be right up her alley.
Terribly open race. I think it's hard to earmark a horse here, Raheel. I think all 7 horses have legitimate chances. My top choice is number 5, Special Charm, to be honest, because I think that the best version of Special Charm is better than anyone else in this race. This time last year, she was on a good streak of form, sort of around Easter time all the way through the winter. She ran her best races. Maybe the handicap, I got the grip of this daughter of Elusive Fort, but last time to Terra Time, it was a very good effort running second to Terra Time, and has run subsequently and didn't rip up any trees, but I think she was probably in the wrong race. But LMB has a good chance. The way that she flashed up late from a deep draw last time, she had to sort of reset herself from the deep draw, being slowly away, and she was no match for the top 2 on that occasion. So she's got to be respected. Number 4, LMB. I can see any of them winning here, but my PA numbers are 3 and 5. Number 3, Donna Mo, as you mentioned, has got a slight disadvantage at the weights with LMB, but draw 1 in her upward trajectory, I think, leads me to believe that there might be a little bit more to come. She might have also been caught up by a mile last time, so I think this distance might just set her up a little bit better. But as I mentioned, I can talk about this race. If you ask me about this race again before race 4 tomorrow, I probably have a totally different opinion. So I'm going to have to settle on numbers 3 and 5, Donna Mo and Special Charm, and actually hope that I survive in a very small and open race.
2 horses in race number 4 for Alistair in that place accumulator, and does set up to be quite an interesting contest of just 7 runners. Race 5, a Pinnacle Stakes over 1600 meters. And the 5th race on the program will be the start of Jackpot 1. 2:45 is the off time. You've got Atticus Finch, your 2-1 favourite, 3-1 about Laguna Verde. He's been the subject of a bit of anti-post support from 9-2 into 3-1. That's number 7. Number 1, Melek, is at 3-1. It's Bingwa at 7-1 along with none other. And then it's 10-1 and Atticus Finch. Now, you are certainly a fan of number 3, Atticus Finch. So I'll let you do the talking here.
I'm still a fan of Atticus Finch. I'm really, really fond of this horse. He's done me favours. The son of Master of my fate, Diego de Gavea, steps on board for the first time, but he has obviously done a lot of work back home because he is Alec Laird's first choice jockey. I don't think the Betway Summer Cup was ever his race. I think the way that he went through the handicaps, went through the divisions, I think a combination of the distance, the class, and also the fact that the handicapper may have just gotten the grip of number 3, Atticus Finch, all counted against him, despite the fact there was a bit of money for him in the Betway Summer Cup. But I think this is the type of race for him in a Pinnacle Stakes. If he doesn't need to run too badly, I know that he's setting up for a tilt down in KZN. He's going the 1900 Cup trial route into the Hollywoodbets Durbanville, possibly. He could be any amount of value. I don't know if he's quite a Hollywoodbets Durbanville winner, but he's certainly capable of getting the job done in one of those first 2 races that he's earmarked for. And this race, I think, can set him up. Is it his Cup final? Absolutely not. So will there be meat on the bone? Definitely yes. But I think he's definitely good enough to get involved here against these horses at this level. I think the best horse pound for pound in the race right now is number 1, Melek. A year ago I would have said Bingwa is probably best set up, but I think Melek right now is probably the best horse. I believe that he absolutely hated the sticky conditions last time. I know that he's 2 from 2 in the wet, but that was an absolute mess, the way that Melek's race went in the horse chestnut, the grade 1 horse chestnut. May have been a bit outgunned as well, but that was a very hot renewal of the horse chestnut. But he got stuck on the wrong side of the track. Nothing went according to plan. It was just a run that you can make any amount of excuses for him. He's beaten main defender before, has Melek, maybe with a little bit of luck on his side, but with that said, he's shown his capabilities on a number of occasions, has number 1 Melek, and I think that these 2 warrant all the respect in the world, and I'll be very disappointed if I fall out of the place accumulator with these 2 runners. Mentioned for number 7, Laguna Verde, I've noticed with certain yards, Lucky Udalak as being one of them. First run back from KZN can be a good one. They come back sort of fresh with the joys of life, having gone down to the coast. They seem to be better for the run, so I do respect number 7, Laguna Verde's chances, but I just don't think, even though he gets a lot of weight, I don't know if he's a better horse than Melek and Atticus Finch.
1 and 3 in race number 5. Race number 6, the Fillies and Mares 90 handicap over 1400 meters, and race 6 will be the start of Jackpot 2. 3 is the off time. Favorite on the horizon at 18-10. Duena is at 5-1 along with Andy's Girl. It's 6-1 about Sharapova, 7-1 Sea Anemone, and then it's 10-1 and Better Bar those. Now this filly on the horizon looks to be the horse to beat, although I think 1400 meters could just be on the sharper side for, and the horse that I'm leaning towards here is number 9, Sharapova. I think we've got to just forget her pedigree and who she's related to, because she's obviously not going to follow in her half-sister's footsteps. But the fact is that she's quite a consistent daughter of Karari, and she's got 5 seconds to her name, and I think that 1400 meters is a sweet spot for her. And I think with 53.5 kgs on the back, Muzieni in the irons, if there's one man for the job, I think Muzi could just get Sharapova into the right position and get her over the line. And at 6-1, she's going to be the value play for me in race 6.
You know, Rahil, I think I've actually misread this race. I've gone 1 and 3 on the horizon in Duena, but I think I've misread this. I'll tell you why in a moment. Let's get to Sharapova. You said let's forget about her pedigree. That's impossible to do, being a half sister, to give me another. And I bet you before race time we'll get at least 3 mentions about her pedigree as well. Every win will matter with this daughter of Karari, just because of the blood that flows through her. On the pedigree page it'll look great as well. But you're right, Muzieni, big positive. But what now picked up is that the tongue tie has come off. She didn't do badly with the tongue tie on, but her earlier runs with the tongue tie off were not bad either. And, 53.5 kilos in a race of this nature, she ought to go very, very well. If not winning, I think she'll run a typical Sharapova race and get very close indeed. 1 and 3 are my numbers. The reason why I think I've misread this: On the Horizon, returning from a layoff, you're out 1,400 meters on the sharp side, punished for being a loser, a very, very unlucky loser last time, but still punished for being a loser. And I've always been under the impression that 90 was a little bit too high for her, and now she's a 94, and I'm motivating a few months down the line that she can win off a 94. So it's amazing how when you look at a race again a second time and you think, oh geez, I've probably gone up the wrong tree here. And number 3, Duenna, who to be fair was very well ridden by Trent Mayhew last time, taking advantage of a 4-kilo claim. She looked a good thing in that race, and the handicap has given her £5 for winning by narrowest of margins, although that she completed double looking for a hat-trick, and she's clearly upwardly mobile. Again, life's a little bit harder for number 3, Duenna now. So they're the 2 horses that I've gone for in the PA, and for pure publication purposes, I hope that I survive. But I think that a cock pair have got a good chance here. Number 6, Andy's Girl, also a very, very big chance. There was money for her last time out. She was finishing very strongly at the end of the day. She's got to be a player as well. So I've gone 1 and 3, but I'm afraid that I might be sort of paddling against the tide in this race.
It's a race where you've got a few winning hopes here, and let's see how it all unfolds. 1 and 3, the numbers in the place accumulator for Alistair. Race number 7, the Betway Mythical Flight Sprint, 1100 meters the distance. 5-4 is the off time, and your favorite is number 4, Dreamland at 3-1, Mount Pilatus at 33-10, 7-2, Richard the First, Jesby Lecker, number 2, 5-1 into 4-1, and then it's 11-2, Go Check With Love, 6-1, and better ball those. I mentioned to you I like the look of number 2, Jesby Lecker, with Samanga Kumalo in the irons, and I think that she would have. You obviously mentioned that last time out she could just be in need of the run, and back to a sprinting trip where she's been successful over sprinting distances. Both of her victories have come over the sprints, and I think that this could just be the right type of race for her to get the job done in. She's taken on a lot stronger than what she does meet here.
She's a player, Rahil. I wouldn't be able to put anyone off. Personally, I think she had a better chance of winning on Tuesday, but there was just a combination of too many things that ended up going against her with a change of track. So this race was obviously available to nominate, and if you scratch due to change of track, and here we are a few days later with Samanga Kumalo on board. Candice taking a tongue tie off, by the way, which might just be the answer. The biggest head scratch would just be Lecker, despite her very good work at home, and obviously despite her very good runs that she's put together. I mean, she was never disgraced in Cape Town. She might have been outgunned in 1 or 2 races, but what is her best distance? Is it a sprint? It might well be a sprint because of what she did at the start of her career over this distance, and over a mile she might just be a little bit stretched, although the pedigree suggests otherwise. So I think this will be the biggest learning curve for number 2, just be Lecker, and where Candice goes in the future with this daughter of William Longsword. But I think number 1, Mount Pilatus, is the horse they all need to beat. I know an inside draw is not ideal, and it's going to be a good track because there's no rain forecast, but there has obviously been a lot of rain throughout the week in Joburg, so the sting will be out. Mount Pilatus on the line through Master Christmas has got Richard the First absolutely cold here for a half a length beating, has got 1.5 kilos to play. And I think he's a better sprinter than 1, Mount Pilatus. He might be okay. He might win a couple over 4. Either by Alec Led or Diane Stinger, but she won a 1 month who can win it, but I'm happy to bank Mount Pilatus in the PA. I think the likely winners in pick 6 numbers would be 1, 2, 4, and 7. Dreamland was commanding when winning last time, a little bit more to beat this time around, but definitely capable of backing it up. And off a lightweight, number 7, Go Check Would Love, another horse just to have a second glance at. Her recent profile suggests that she might be up to the task off a lightweight. So that's how I read the feature, the Betway Mythical Flight Sprint.
Mount Pilatus is the top choice in race 7. Race number 8, it's an MR 106 handicap, 1160 meters the distance. Favorite Cosmic Star at 16-10, 7-2 Power Broker, 9-2 Captain Hindsight, 11-2 About Swing Upon a Star, Osenker, 6-1 Cold Fact, and then it's 20-1 and Better Bar those. Now, Swing Upon a Star, this is his first time in a handicap. He's got 59.5 kgs on the back. I think we must ignore his last start in KZN. Judge him on his penultimate run when beaten I Am Giant, and he looks to have a solid chance in this contest, Alistair.
been lucky with Swing Upon a Star, and I've left him out just on the fact that it was 20 days ago and he ran like that. I don't believe it was the track, because he's obviously performed at Hollywoodbets Greyville as a 2-year-old. James de Harbour reported something felt amiss. He was dead in the water 400 meters out. He was off color, he was flat, so it was a horrible run. And I don't know what to put it down to. So I've played it wide in this race because I think there are a lot of horses with chances. If the track is running fast enough, number 2, Cold Fact, is going to be dangerous with 57.5 kilos on her back. The handicap has given her relief from a 115 now down to a 109. This Daughter of Water Winter is a feature race winner. She won the Camellia. She won the Bohemia as well. So that's what she's capable of. And I think that she might be in the right place, and it could be shrewd with a 4-kilo claim for number 2, Cold Fact, to go well. You know what the tactics are going to be. She's got a stable companion with stable jockey Calvin Habib on board to worry about number 5, Power Broker, although I think there would be a couple of vulnerabilities over 1160. I know he's won over this trip before, but 1,000 meters I think is probably his absolute best, or maybe 1,100 meters, but it's just a little bit, he's vulnerable. He's a sitting duck over 1160. There's number 5, Power Broker, but I respect the fact that Calvin has chosen number 5, Power Broker. I assume he's chosen Power Broker, not been told to ride Power Broker. And then wherever Power Broker is, Cosmic Star's got to get into the hunt as well. In January, Cosmic Star met with Power Broker. He's not waited to turn the form around, but he is waited to close the deficit. I like how he performed last time, number 8, Cosmic Star, and I think that he's going to run another consistent, honest race. If he doesn't win, I think he'll go close. So a field of 7, scratch number 3, Barter Vaven. I've gone with nearly half the field in the place accumulator. Another race where it's difficult to rule anything out.
That's race number 8. Race number 9 will be the final race on the program. It's an MR90 handicap, 1,160 meters the distance. 5:10 is the off time, and it's a wide open race that will close off proceedings on Saturday out at Turffontein. Silver Tudor, San Simon 4-1, Siberian Steel 5-1, Dr. Faustus 7-1. It's then 10-1 and better bar those. Now, Alistair, race number 9. What's your thoughts on this contest? Do you have a top selection here?
I think the betting is the right guard. 2 and 7, my numbers, Silver Tudor and San Simon. I think it's hard to look past those two. I think this is probably the one race that I'm most settled about. San Simon with an outside draw, I think, is going to be the one that they need to beat. Ran in a novice handicap last time, finishing second to stable companion Mizzen Sail. He was put in his place by Mizzen Sail, but I think that he's sort of pretty much in the right type of race to give a good account of himself. I respect the fact that Gavin the Ring has gone with San Simon, not number 5, Dr. Faustus. So I think he's actually got an outside squeak here. And then number 2, Silver Tudor. Well, you know what he's going to be all about. He'll be left to do his best work late. Serena Moodley seems to get a good tune out of the son of Long. I've always thought that he's a little bit under the radar, this guy, and off his current rating he's been running okay races. He beat Siberian Steel on the 20th of January, so on pure collateral form. Siberian Steel, by virtue of a 4-kilo claim, might turn it around, but I also think that Siberian Steel had a hard run last time. I know that he made up a lot of ground. He's drawn towards the inside as number 8, Siberian Steel, and I just think that there's more in favour of number 2, Silver Tudor, although they'll be launching together, so it'll be interesting to see which horse has got the better finish. So I think the betting's got it right here. 2 and 7. The alternative is easily number 8, Siberian Steel. I think Dr. Faustus will run the first 4.
San Simon could certainly benefit from that outside draw with a pace likely to be on, and he'll just be tracking them, and he could prove too good over the final 100 meters. But that's race number 9. 2 and 7 the numbers for Alistair. Moving along to the suggested bet now, and Alistair will take us through his suggested bet, a place accumulator for racing on Saturday out at the Big T. Alistair, take it away.
It's a bit of a late start at Turffontein. Hollywoodbets Kenilworth starts first with 10 races on the card, so Turffontein with a 9-race program will be starting second. So the PA gets underway at 25-2. I've got 8 and 9, One Religion and Solo Diva in the first leg. Second leg, 3 and 5, Dynamo and Special Charm. Then race 5, leg 3, gone 1 and 3, Melech and Atticus Finch. After chatting to you, I think I've got race 6 horribly wrong, so hoping to survive with numbers 1 and 3 on the horizon. And you winner. Babanka 1, Mount Pilatus, I think he'll run the first 3. From a PA perspective, he doesn't need to win. And then the penultimate leg on 3 horses, 2, 5 and 8, Cold Fat, Power Broker and Cosmic Star. And then the finale, 2 and 7, Silver Tudor and San Simon.
Alistair, thanks very much for your time. It's obviously another big weekend in South Africa. We've got 19 races on Saturday, and then we've got the 2 features out at Hollywoodbets Scottsville on Sunday. So plenty to look forward to. And of course, let's not forget, we've got the Aintree Festival.
Yes, Grand National. Korak Rambler going for his second Grand National on Saturday at Aintree. I thought Elite Tom, tip your hat off to him. Brilliant for the Hollywood Syndicate for the Kieswetters for Ridgemont and all of them. I was actually with Craig Kieswetter on Thursday morning at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Went to go watch a couple of gallops and we were chatting away. So I know how much that win means to the entire team. Absolutely superb to see some South African representation on the international stage. And also not forgetting, although we'll probably we'll definitely chat before the sales, Bloodstock South African National Yearling Sale Thursday and Friday. 393 minus a few withdrawals on the catalogue, so opportunity to race in a couple of years' time on the Sledgehammer Scarlet Lady and set yourself up for Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Who knows?
Plenty to look forward to in the next week or so. All the best with racing out at Turffontein on Saturday, and hopefully it treats you well and you find yourself in the winner's queue.